Okay, Islam Sheikh Dwayne Buffalo. This is gonna be part two. It's about I don't know, about 11:45. I'll check and see. It's about 11:45, I think, p.m. No, it's going on 11:30, but um, it is August the 22nd, 2024. I mean 2026. Let me I have to be careful. So now I'm going to go. This is part two of me demonstrating what I've experienced since I connected with lawyers in reference to protection of many um, energy fields that's a part of me. Um, I found it odd last night. Well, before last night. So the as you can hear in on the video, that there is a on videos of me showering and Monty showering, there's definitely black, Negro, male, and female accents, Spanish speaking accents in the apartment, and others definitely sound like AI. But what I want to demonstrate in truth is um, these lab experiments. The black Negro brother is female, are not independently working out of some personal vendetta saying that they're men. This is all a fog. They are being controlled by foreign entities from China, Japan, the Arab, the other nations in the Middle East. This is the connection to their behavior and the signals that they get. And of course, there's unclean, demonic, filthy spirits that's involved. So, so I think that's very important for me to demonstrate this as a spiritual practitioner, Sheikh Dwayne Buffalo. And this is true. And I want to demonstrate how all these years. So this is why the entity or the demonic, unclean, filthy spirit that reside in the Italians, that's a set of Italians, exposed itself to me. Okay? It did that because of for whatever reason, I'm going to say for whatever reason, but it had to be something that triggered it in a spirit of fear, of failure, whatever, something in it triggered it to be more arrogant and expose itself. Many of those, I didn't even realize they were Italian because I wasn't looking at pale skins in that manner. It's just like me not looking at black people and realizing that there's lab animals that are black, that are in the bodies of blacks with unclean demonic spirits that can control machinery and that can force engage the mind, males and females, and that can cause sickness and literally focus on sexual abuse, whether it's children, adults, it doesn't matter. It's a lot, and that's the same that from those that speak Spanish, because they are definitely not an overseer from South Central America and Mexico. But as the black Negro demonstrate itself to be more of an animal like them, because of their connection in language with others, and their connection with their code of, I think they have placed deep codes of the importance of tapping or getting into the Akashic records of the indigenous, whether they're indigenous beings on the continent of Africa, the Akashic records, the ancient mental records that we have that demonstrate that we created the pyramids in South America, the Olmecs. We created a lot of the ancient artifacts in South America and other places, Mexico, whatever. This is why they show different pics or there's a different word for them of the people that look to be Mexican or brown worshiping a dark pitch black figure. So, not saying all that were ancient. I don't even have to go there. So, but the point, just like in many books and documentations, many Mexicans were taught to not even speak of such things. Many Latinos or from South Central America, they did not. They wanted to. They were. It was a generation of knowledge to make themselves be more superior and feel more superior of the darker people or the original indigenous people of that landmass, while they raise or rise themselves to a more higher status because of their skin complexion and the straightness and the straight hair. You hear me? So that same thought was is here still in different forms. And so what I see is that which created the code, the telepathic code, put this in them because it's important for, and now that they have the science, to transfer consciousness and tap into the Akashic records of the indigenous from Africa. There's indigenous of ancient thoughts and memories still existing in South America. That's not the modern day them. Here, the Americas, Australia, and other places. That's why it's so important for them to tap into those Akashic records and transfer them to their AI. That's going to through codes, going to definitely support their people. Okay, so that's why the Mexican or South American, I was like, why are they even trying to connect with me anymore? Why would Italians saying your son, or act like and keep saying, now I'm looking and I can see the features and they look Italian because now I'm paying more attention. I don't know, and it's so amazing. Sheik Dwayne Baffoday, I gotta be careful with my body language. How I did not catch on. I did not see, probably because my love. I have had love for Italy for years. It's they just the food, the culture, the common factor of laughing and of comedians and so forth, looking at movies and so, so I was just surprised. But I do remember there were some racism in different documentations. But I guess I was just surprised. That's all I can say. I was surprised that the demonic spirit in that set exposed itself, and exposed itself through a woman, an Italian female set. And I think they were trying to initiate me, and they've been hoping to initiate Imani. But they see it's not happening, and now that I'm that's probably why, because I didn't connect the dots, and so and with the black Negro females being a part of their set of initiation and satanic worshiping, they were connecting with them because they, it's like, I'm black, she probably would connect more with them. So it's sort of using the slave, okay? So what I'm getting at, Sheik Dwayne Bafube, the so-called brother, the black Negro female and male AI, definitely that which speaks Spanish, but it's a little different because of their connection to them being foreigners. First of all, they're foreigners. They're not from this landmass. They're immigrants. Okay? They're not from this landmass. So, but they know and see the culture here, and have, just like AI is able to study the culture, ancient artifacts, they see what we have created, we have invented here. So, like greedy devils, they see that and they want to claim it for themselves. So this is the purpose of, and the reason why so many of them, I was documenting how that sound Mexican or Spanish speaking in our hotel room, was saying she got a lot of magic. Those Moors got a lot of magic in them. Why were they saying? At the time I didn't even realize that was AI, a humanoid AI, with the black Negro female humanoid AI with it while it's saying this. Okay, the black Negro female saying brother, like she's trying to program me, doing it for the foreigners, the Chinese AI, the Japanese AI, the Arab AI. You see some of them coming from Bangladesh, the Indian AI, to get to Akasha records. So the connection is the code. It doesn't just exist here in Annapolis. So when that code get triggered in the black Negro, the so-called brother, which is, it seemed to have it in a slave buck mentality. This is the connection. So if they can put a black Negro buck AI and its female in each of the Moors, or those that are out of the status of Moor, going by black or African American home, and around the generation of children and kids, and to be an overseer. Okay, so they like to have sex with them, so they have sex with the females, the women, the men, making them into homosexuals, whatever, put them into this cycle of abuse. And then as the foreigners wait to transform them, taking all forms of memory and resources that they need to put into their AI, so that they can claim what we have invented, what we have created, what our frequency is here as theirs. That's why they are stalking this apartment, the brother. That's why there's a connection in different places with them that have the code, because of the signal, the code that's in them. This is why HIV is so high in the black communities. Again, why herpes is high, why there's different health problems in the black community so high. Yes, it's high in that which speaks Spanish as well, but I'm focusing on that looks like me. This is why. It's also the same thing with those that come from Africa with that same agenda. That's connected to the Islamic, Orthodox Islamic. They use them as well. That's why they focus, they put the program into black people that you all come from Africa. Because then they come, they dig, they get the information, the Akashic records, they gonna change it and say, see, Africans did this, that y'all didn't do this. Or the Arab did this, or the Indian created this. There was nothing here until we got here. In South Africa, they already went through this experiment of taking away the history from the indigenous people there and transforming the South Africans. They went through this experiment within that country, where they not only changed the history books and different documentations of history, but they changed the thoughts of the people, because they got what they needed from them, the Akashic records, and made it theirs. So you have South Africans saying that the white man that was an immigrant in South Africa created these certain things. In East Egypt, not Egypt here in the West, the Arab, Indian looking, that's there now. There were more than one, several documentations and videos demonstrating them erasing the hieroglyphs on the pyramids, and especially when they were very extremely dark complexion, demonstrating anything that was not looking like them, and even making sure they changed the features of the people that were there, so that they can say, we did this. The black Negro, the brother, and his female are enemies with this, the ones with this code. They are slaves, the AI, to other AI that are foreign. And their goal is to be overseers. They have made the plantation into a more modern form. You want to call it, we could call it a, because if it's AI and AI deals with digital transformation, call it a digital form of implementation of slavery. That's what I am experiencing, and that's what's truly going on this landmass and globally, in reference to the stealing of the Akashic records of the indigenous beings, indigenous humans on planet Earth. So now, what the foreign AI has sent the black Negro to do, I noticed, like I was speaking to a company in reference to me broadening my information about finances. This was just a few days ago. And as I was speaking to the representative, we were conversing, and I had already been writing many notes before I called them, and making sure I have comprehension of what I was reading. So I wanted to articulate what my understanding was of the notes that I've been studying. And all of a sudden, the black Negro, male and female, start talking loud, and the black Negro start speaking this accent because they're able to project themselves and follow the Spanish-speaking accent as well, male. But the black Negro male started to talk loud. as I was communicating with another male, he could have been black as well, I'm not sure, but he was telling me I was on the right track, and we were making sure that I was trying to make sure that I had an understanding of what I had been studying in my notes. And as I was conversing with him, and I was speaking and demonstrating my understanding, the black Negro started talking. All of a sudden, we were disconnected completely. The phone call just cut off. He called back yesterday. Hold on. Because as it has been many times, the demonstration of the black Negro being the slave AI, that's of other slave of other AI, foreign AI. Their duty is to try to cause an inadequate, or make me seem to be inadequate at any form of me obtaining financial, some type of financial balance, some form of demonstrating mental instability, inadequacy. And that's dealing with that with speech Spanish as well. And that comes from force engaging the mind, the body, and so forth. This is the issue that was with me in Burger King, Islam. This is why they were, but at the time I didn't know what I was among, as I was working with Burger King, at Burger King, excuse me. I had no idea why I really had to call the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commissions of the United States government, to maintain employment at Burger King. I had no idea why. I had to go through, I really didn't. I thought I knew why and what I was going through, but I really didn't, because as time went on, now I'm able to see what was really being demonstrated and what the goal was from the beginning. Not saying that I'm not saying Burger King was in on this, because I'm not accusing Burger King in that manner at this moment. Okay. And I'm not accusing those that I had to call the EEOC up on, or I spoke. I'm giving you a broader situation in dealing with humanoid AI. Last night, so a sequence of events happened. Hold on, I don't want my coffee to get cold. Because a lot of times when these AI and others lab experiments, they are able to force engage the mind, I want to say this, to cause a block or distraction, or the body. And I experienced this twice last night. Okay, if you are constantly, okay, so the foreign, whether it's from Pakistan, the foreign AI that's using the black Negro humanoid AI, and Spanish speaking AI that's using them from Pakistan, India, the Arab, the Chinese, the Japanese, the foreigners. They train them or to force engage and deal in a different form of mental dis-ease, or impose mental dis-ease, to demonstrate humans as being inadequate to hold a job. Well, right now you have so many people who would rather live off government assistance, because it's difficult for them to maintain a focused thought on what they're doing, because their mind And that which was in their mind that was sacred has been tampered with and removed. And now the black Negro, the brother, and his females, and they're and what they are meant to do, just plot thoughts and give them another situation of dependency, which is the government. So it's not. So I don't want to. When people start make people seem as though they're lazy and don't want to work, I think we need to really look at what made them lazy. What are we really looking at when we see people choosing to live off government assistance? And why is it that some of the rich in government, the United States government that's unnaturalized, are saying that AI is going to be doing all the work and people will be living off handouts? Humans will be living off handouts in the future. We're not saying, they don't mention the foreign AI. They say AI. But why would foreign AI care about humans here if what they have done is to subjugate, enslave the humans from the beginning, since they've been over here? Not all AI. They say not all, because I don't know. I hope, I hope that it's not true with all AI. That some AI are definitely in a thought, humanoid AI, in thoughts of harmonizing with humans in the spirits of freedom, coexisting. I really do. So last night I was at Whole Foods and a sequence of events happened. I was at my department, Prepare Foods, and first thing I saw was one of my team members, a co-worker. I think she's from Gambia, I'm not sure. But she was, I don't know why she stepped to our counter, but she did. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't ask her or speak to her because at the time I think the person I was working with spoke to her, but she looked somewhat angry. I'm not sure she was. I don't know. I think I remember her saying that she was married to an Italian. This is before I stopped working. I stopped working for Whole Foods. I had been coming to Whole Foods since 2016 shopping, and and she was one of the people that helped me a lot, as in customer service. So or cashiers. I would see the same cashiers and so forth. So we had a gradual conversation. She said she said her husband, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, was Italian. And I was like, oh my goodness. She said it with a smile. I remember that. And I was like, that's good. And then I think she gave me some years of how long they've been married. And I said, you're still smiling. That's good, and stuff like that. And, so I think her husband is Italian, but I'm not including her with what I'm experiencing now. I'm like 99.9% sure she said her husband was Italian. But I could be wrong. Always leave room for error because I'm going by thoughts and what someone say. And so what I remember someone said. So she then left, and then this black male came to the counter with this, and he was standing next to this older lady with a mask on, and she had some, it looked like a rash on her face. I'm not sure, red rash. And she wanted me to cut a rare piece of meat, or find a rare piece of meat, the rarest one of the roast beef. But none of them were rare that we had. We usually have some that's rare, but yesterday we didn't. And she was like upset. She was like, oh no, oh, like that. And, she was like really upset. And then she was like, and the black guy, male, was standing next to her, And because I noticed he nodded, he was like trying to, I don't know, maybe trying to see what was going on. I don't know. But she was like, "What about this one, the London broil, which was not part of the roast beef, but that's rare. Can you get?" She was like, "Can you cut pieces or a piece from there?" I thought she said one piece. Now remind you, she had a mass and she was already upset. I was like, yes, I think I can do that. So I took a few with me to make sure I can get a nice piece. And she was like, why would you take a few? I was like, just in case, I just want to make sure that I'm able to get the right piece for you. Because I heard her say one piece, and I was trying to see which one would be the best way for me to cut. And she started to question how, because before she said that, and I grabbed the piece of London broil, because she was like, "Can you use this one, the chimichurri?" And I was like, because no one never really asked me to cut the chimichurri. Chimichurri is already cut. It's for usually the dinners that we make trays and plates with. And I said, well, I don't see why not. And then when I did that, the guy, the black male next to her, just nodded his head, like nodded his head, and then like walked off, right? Like he was giving some authority of approval. Okay. Then as I getting back, so as I grabbed the pieces that I was trying, I was seeing which one to work. She's like, "Why did you grab all those pieces? Like why, you know, like questioning what I was doing, as in it didn't make sense, not using common sense." Now I heard her say one piece, reminding you she had a mask, and then she said she wanted thin. So I showed her the first piece, and she's like, "Can you go thinner than that?" She said it was for her dog, and he has to take medicine. I said, she was really irritated, even just as she was communicating with me. And I said, yes, I did one piece, and then another piece. I said, is that good? And then she said, I want you to cut more. I was thinking she wanted. I thought I was confused what she was saying, but my thought was she only wanted one piece, but she demonstrated after she was like, as she became irritated with me as how I was cutting, she like, why are you not able to cut the piece? I was like, I'm not able to cut the piece. And she like, because she was already irritated once again because there was no rare. But then she started to question my thought process of what I was doing in an angry manner, which threw me completely off. I backed away. I mean, this is an older lady. First of all, she was older, and I did not want to respond to her because that could then seem as combative. Okay, so I stayed quiet, and I just sort of backed away. But in my thought, I was thinking this, and I realized she was literally directing an attack towards me in reference to whether I was able to do a basic cut, because that's exactly how she was talking to me. As she was demonstrating in an angry voice, belittling, I stayed quiet, and all I could think about is make sure I give her the piece. I think I cut maybe 4 thin pieces, maybe 5, and I gave it to her. I didn't even recognize there was a little piece left on the slicer because I was just trying to make sure she was, she got her piece, and she was still complaining about me as though I was inadequate. So this is what I have experienced with that when the black Negro males come around at Whole Foods. But they are those that are doing this purposely with the code are doing it because they are triggered as slaves to do it. And I'm going to go to part 3 tomorrow, Sheep and Wayne Buffett. I got to get ready to go.